On this episode of Pimp My Setup, we're going to be talking about your setups you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts
now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
This episode of Pimp My Setup is sponsored by Tact.com. Tact.com is a clean, fast, and simple way to get you the content you want to see on the net. It's a great way to waste time online. If you like something, you can tack it. The more tags that something has, the longer it will stay visible on the site. You don't even need a username to tack or to post. Feel free to post anonymously. Every tagged post can exist across multiple relevant topics like subreddits, and if you sign up, you can follow specific topics to see only the things you want to see. We thank Tact for their support of the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pimp My Setup, episode number 83, recorded live on St. Patty's Day, aka March 17th, 2016. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly.
My name's Derek Schaaf. You can find me at thatonenerdyouknow.com.
Oh, that's fancy. That's yeah. A lot of people that just say their Twitter, but like you're fancy. You were prepared for that.
Well, it just redirects to my YouTube page.
But hey, that makes it easier because then people don't have to type YouTube. They just type that and boom, straight to the point. Guys, announcements. We are booked until episode 108 now, I think. So it's getting crazy. Now you can submit, you could claim your spot, and when you claim your spot, you can update your setup up until I would say an episode before. Don't do it like I'm about to go live. You're like, oh, by the way, my setup's completely different. Yeah, don't do that to me. The other thing I wanted to say was we do have fast passes. You don't have to do that. This is not, a show that you have to pay to get on. I'm just saying if you want to skip the line, Disney style, you can. pimpmysetup.com/perks. But that's it. So with that said, we have 10 setups that we have to go through. So let's get started here. First setup of the day submitted by Brandon. And Brandon is from Australia. He loves gaming and everything about tech. And he recently moved and got a nice, simple, clean setup theme going on. He wants to go for the black and white color scheme. And eventually he will get a 30-inch TV to go on. Well, actually, look at that. See, he's one of the people who updated his setup. So he actually got a TV. I don't think that's 30. Yeah, it might be 30 inches.
It looks about.
Yeah, that's probably a 27-inch monitor. Okay, all right. Well, see, that goes to show. He updated his setup because he could. So anyways, with all that in mind, how old do you think Brandon is?
I'm going to say 17. 15.
All right, you're getting there. It looks like everyone gets 2 off. So
yeah.
It's around that area. So what do you think about the setup? What's the first thing that sticks out to you?
I like it for the most part. I mean, it is a little too white. There's a lot of white in here. I mean, you're good for going for the black and white theme. I mean, that's great. You got a theme to go with, but like, there's stuff missing on the wall. Like the TV's great. Maybe if you had a bigger one, that could be too, but it's just, there's no personality, Well,
he's got a big plant right there. That's fancy.
Yeah. The plant's nice. It adds a little organicness to the, but I mean, it's just like, it's a little too plain Jane.
Yeah, well, my first thing is like, I see that door and it's like, okay, he has clearance. Like, he obviously opened the door at some point, but that looks like every time you do it, it's scraping the desk. Like, that just doesn't, you like swing it open here and you're like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah, there's like just that little hair bit of clearance, maybe like a couple inches.
Yeah, and that, I don't know about that placement, but it looks like that might be his only spot to really put the desk.
Yeah.
I mean, the TV, I like that you got it, but like Derek said, it's small. It's not tilted down, and it looks like you're using that for gaming. Because I mean, you have Steam. Is that Steam?
No.
That's something. Because that's the Vision.
It might be the Uplay or whatever it is.
Oh, duh. Yeah, that makes that. I'm gonna get a lot of hate because I just didn't realize that. I haven't even played Division. Sorry, guys. But yeah, like if you actually use that for gaming, then first, I don't understand why you wouldn't use your main display. But second off, that's just like weird placement for the monitor. And then the other thing is I like how you hid the cables literally to the right side of the desk. Like, it's all just like shoved in there. But at like first glance, you're like, huh, Not bad. You know, it's a couple of wires here and there, but then you see that corner and you're like, oh, hell
yeah,
no.
Behind that mini fridge or whatever. That's exactly what I did. I was like, oh man, this cable management's like, you know, pretty decent. And then I look down and see the mess of cables down there. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Nice try though. Like, you know, for a second you did get me. And I like people that have those LEDs set to that color, because everyone always does black and red, or they have the blue LEDs. Like, I like seeing people switch it up. And I mean, it is definitely a lot of white on the wall. As far as the desk versus the equipment, like, I like that contrast. But like Derek said, maybe something a little bit more. If you really want to keep it that super simple, okay, props to you. I like that. Overall, it is just very, very simple. You have a small desk, you're making it work. And I don't think I've ever seen a headphone stand like that, but those look like Sony branded.
Yeah, it looks like it came with the headset. So if it's, I mean, I thought it was a wireless headset at first, but it's not. But I mean, either way, that's actually a really nice piece.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe, like, if you want to keep it simple, go with like a minimalist poster. You could probably pick up one somewhere for cheap, and then try and maybe wrap up those cables a little bit and maybe stuff them behind the fridge a little bit more, so they're just kind of out of the way. But other than that, I mean, it's not a terrible setup. Yeah,
like you said, like a minimalistic poster, because if you're sticking with that theme, get like, even if it's just text, you know, just black and white, boom, frame that up. It will look clean, it will look nice. And the last thing I'll say about this setup is when I think minimalistic and I think black and white clean, I expect not to see any wires. I just feel like the kind of person that you are would go above and beyond to make sure there's no wires shown. So it just doesn't really match. But anyways, let's go to the next setup. Next setup here is submitted by Tyler. He was actually on an episode previously, not that long ago. He wanted to let me know he does not smoke weed, although he has the Pink Floyd thing there. It was a joke. I actually didn't think you smoked weed. And then he also said that he loves Pink Floyd because that's all his parents listened to when he was younger. And I think that's cool. Like, that's a nice little story. And I still love that piece. I love it on the wall. If you guys remember his setup, it's definitely different. It's in a different location as far as I'm concerned. And let's see. Oh, yeah, he had a vertical monitor in the last one that I did not like because it didn't really make sense in the way that it was used, if I remember. Of course, I don't have the photo on hand, so I'm probably making myself seem like a dumbass right now. But anyways, how old do you think Tyler is?
I'm going to go with 16.
17. So,
come on. I was going to go with 17 too.
Yeah. So this setup, you know, it's definitely an improvement from the last one. And I like it. There are some things that still stick out to me that are a little weird, but what do you think about it, Derek?
I like it a lot. You know, it's real nice and clean. There's not a whole lot of crap everywhere. You know, it's got I think Pink Floyd's a little overrated, and I'm probably going to crucify for that. But I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love Pink Floyd. I like what they, you know, especially what they did for the music. But it's just like, they're always a little too oversaturated for me. But I mean, I like that whatever it is, the wall scroll, giant throw rug or whatever the hell it is. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
But you know, and he's got the shelves on the wall. He's got some little bit of personality there. But the amount of desk space he has, it's nice. It's open. You know, he's got that little side where he could probably, I guess, maybe do homework or something like that. And the couple little complaints, it's like, I like the large mouse mat, but why not get an ultra wide for that to cover the whole thing? Because like it looks so weird because you've got this little like 60% keyboard, and
well, it's because he's probably a pro gamer, bro. He needs all that space to throw his mouse around.
But you could, I mean, I know you could put it on there, but like I have an ultra wide, and I have a ultra wide for my wife. Actually, funny, she has the same desk, which is actually really nice because it's got this little lip in the back, and that's probably where he's hiding most of his cables.
Yeah.
So, but I'm interested in the big speakers he has underneath.
Yeah, very interesting.
So, like, I mean, I wonder how he's got them hooked up, if he's got them hooked up at all, because, you know, you would need at least maybe some sort of receiver, or at the very least, you know, decent, you know, audio DAC for
which you can't even see. So, like,
yeah, so it's like, I wonder if they're there just for aesthetics or what.
Well, if they are, I'd get rid of them.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I mean, personally, the one thing that I don't like is the way that the PC's placed. I feel like that's the weirdest way you could possibly do it. Why not just have it so the window is facing you? Like, I don't understand what you're trying to accomplish. You're putting the butt end of the computer into the, and I get it, maybe you want to wrap up the cables directly behind the monitor and have it all feed in there so it looks like it's floating and it's so special, but I feel like you're really missing out on showing off that nice case and showing the window. Even have it, this is one of those setups where it would work to have it kind of angled in the corner of your desk. I think that would look fine. Your cables would still be hidden behind the monitor. You get some LEDs for the inside, add a little bit of color. I think NZXT Hue Plus would work great here because you have the Pink Floyd rainbow going on. Why not add the rainbow in your case? But like Derek said, I like all the free space. I like the right side. You have your books. You kind of just do homework there, chill, do whatever. I like the shelves. It shows just enough about you. You know, if the Pink Floyd didn't show enough, I mean, you got the nice little ukulele, all that little stuff. I like how it all tells a story almost, and I like the headphone stand, and really overall it is nice. There's just a few things that, like, you know, like the speakers, and I would get an extended mouse pad, and you know, just little things like that. But overall, from your last setup, major improvements, major props, and I'm glad you don't smoke weed, even though you probably do. I'm just kidding. I keep like pissing him off. He's probably like, I don't smoke weed. Anyways, you have any final thoughts for Tyler?
No, I mean, like I said, just maybe an extended mouse mat and or like an extra long, and
something like that. Just a little improvements there. All right, next setup here submitted by Robert. He's a big fan of the show. He's Polish, and he currently lives and studies in Ireland, which is pretty cool. He said none of his friends are interested in computers, so he wants advice from us. And he said, I almost said negative, positive, whatever. He wants it. This is his first proper build. He uses it mainly for studying, video editing, and some gaming. So how old do you think he is?
Oh, he said he's away studying, so I'm going to say 19.
20.
Okay, close enough.
Yeah, you're like one apart, so you're getting there. This is very interesting. There's a lot of unique parts to this. And I don't know, like my opinion kind of changes. The first thing I see is the studio monitor speakers on the wall. Like that's nice that they're mounted like that. I just don't know how I feel. Like it's not your ideal speakers that are wall mounted for a desk setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they look like they came from a it looks like a Panasonic like home stereo, like one of those big CD player stereo things with a tape deck and everything. I like how he mounted them, and I like how he routed the cable too, because I mean you can see the wire in the angled shot, but straight on it's hidden right behind the monitor, and it looks great. And the wire management's really good. Like you only see maybe one or two wires, and you see a couple of the wires from the PC, which, you know, if you had maybe some longer cables, he could tuck it down a little further behind the printer, and they'd be out of sight too. But I mean, it looks really cramped. You know, like he doesn't look like he's a whole lot of space between the bed and the desk, and the desk itself is kind of it looks like, I mean, if it's a school desk, then it looks like a school desk. I mean, if it's not, then I don't know where he got it from, and maybe he should think about getting something else. But I mean, he's got a lot of personality. I mean, he likes basketball. He likes Star Wars. He's got the Phantom quadcopter. I mean, you know, he's got a lot of. He's got the little Stig Top Gear stickers. Like, there's a good amount of personality in the room, and I like the dual monitor arm setup too. It's nice. The arm's nice. The monitors look both the same. So you know, there's a lot of thought that was put into this setup, and it's really nice. But usability wise, it just seems like he's kind of squished in a little bit, and it just.
For sure.
From coming from that myself, it's just kind of like, you know, I hate being cramped in. I feel like I'm being like boxed in. Now that I actually have space, it's like, oh my God, I can do something.
You know, the one thing that sticks out to me right off the bat is like the PC. I like the placement there. You know, I like that you did put a little bit of time into making the cables all come out into sort of one piece, which is nice. You know, they don't have to be wrapped in anything special. You made it all one cable, and I like that. It's not a problem if you see a cable like that, because they're managed. And I like that there's some, I think the LEDs are just coming off the computer, which is really nice. Bounces off the wall. It's unique. The printer's right there. You know, a lot of people have trouble placing a printer in a spot that's one, usable, and two, actually looks decent. And I think you nailed that on the head, and this definitely shows that you're here, you're doing schoolwork, you're, you know, busy all the time, and then time to time you kind of do some other fun stuff. And I like the pad on the desk. I like it. I think that you are kind of lacking in some desk space thanks to that dual monitor arm. You know, I'm positive you can't wall mount those, and not that I think you should. It's just there's not a lot of depth to the desk. So using it to kind of write a paper or something might be a little annoying because your hand would probably be under that monitor, if that makes sense. It's, you know, I feel like maybe you are missing out a lot of space, but that's also hard because you can't get a desk with bigger depth because you're already on top of your bed as it is. So really hard to kind of make that work, but knowing that you're in Ireland doing studying and stuff and it's not like your house forever, you know, I give you major props. I think it's really, really nice.
Yeah, it really makes it work for the amount of spaces that he's got, and that's it's a tough thing to do. Like, I mean, I came from a little shoebox apartment, my last apartment, and it was just like, you know, I had no desk space. I had a little chair that I was like constantly craning my neck to the side for my computer because I had too many things, and you know, I couldn't do anything to the room. This looks like he can do stuff, and he did, and it works.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it looks like his PC is gonna fall. I am fairly positive that if that was even a possibility, he would not keep it there. Like, one day it'll fall and I'll fix it then. You know, like I think he understands that it's fine. Plus, it kind of looks like it is sitting on the printer a little, which hopefully it's not like crushing the printer. But you know, I think it's fine. And the one last thing I'll say is I'll be that guy, like I always am. Maybe something else on the desk, like even just one pop vinyl would just make that empty desk look a little bit more like one on each side of the monitor arm would look nice. But anyways, all right, let's go to the next setup because I forgot we have 10, so let's not mess around here. Next setup here is submitted by Jerome. He is from Switzerland. He's a student, and guess what, bitches, he bought it all with his own money. Anyways, you know, people always have to tell us that. Now this, I wish I could have gotten a bigger picture. I don't know why I did not realize from the beginning that these pictures were such low quality, but whatever. How old do you think he is?
14.
15.
Oh, man.
Really, it's like one off every single time. So, yeah, okay. You know, I like this simplicity. It is definitely a lot whiter than the first setup, which, I mean, you know, if that's what you're going for, again, it works. Speaker placement, though, is not ideal thanks to your tilted right monitor. You have the globe on the right side, which if it's anything like which Tom can see over there, the color one that I did a video on, then that's cool, but why isn't it on? It should be like an LED glow. And then, you know, it's lacking a lot, I think, in terms of like a little bit about you. And again, when I say add personality, I don't mean like rainbows and pictures of, you know, butterflies and stuff. I'm saying like whatever you like. This is your setup. And again, if you like that simplicity, good for you. But yeah, what do you think about this?
It's nice. It's clean, which is it's a lot of the setups. Pretty much all the setups are like nice and clean setups. There's not a whole lot of junk around or anything like that. And there's time and some thought put into placement of things, but it's just this one's it's bland. You know, there's no real personality to it. I mean, even the first setup, he had a little plant on there, so at least it put a little bit of something on there. I mean, yeah, if you've got any like, you know, pop vinyls or any sort of figurines or anything like that, or, you know, maybe even like your school books or something like that. It's like you've got all these shelves and drawers and stuff like that on the side, so I'm pretty sure you probably stow stuff in there. But I mean, it's just, there's not a whole lot to say about it. You know, it's nice. There, you don't see any cables, even though we don't have a you know, like a undershot to see if there's anything kind of peeking out anywhere, which it seems to be a lot of the pictures we've gotten so far too. It's just like there's nothing really showing where the cables are. So,
Photoshop, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just there really isn't a whole lot to say. It's nice, it's clean. You know, he's got
to the point.
Yeah, he's got a decent mouse, decent keyboard. The speakers, are a little weird placement wise, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah,
I mean, he might not have a right ear, and I could be, you know, being a bad guy right now by thinking he has a right ear, but if he does have a right ear, it's definitely blocked. And then, a lot of people keep asking about that white bowl. I did a video it's like a globe. It's meant for it's like a lampshade basically for the big globes on the outside of people's houses. And I stuck some LEDs in there and turned it into an LED RGB globe. They sell them at IKEA. I'm pretty sure they might just be white lights. I don't know what he has. But yeah, for people wondering, that's what that thing is. So all right, let's go to the next setup. Next setup here is submitted by Josh. He's been working on a setup since October 2015, and just by mid-December he got to where he is now. He loves the ocean and sailing, so he decided to go with that as like a theme, which I like. That's what he's into, and he wanted to put that into his setup. He spends a lot of time doing 3D modeling. That's what he has his bachelor's degree in, which is freaking awesome. He does environment art, photography, music, and of course gaming. And the desk is actually built from scratch, because I know some people are going to ask, and that is probably one of my favorite parts of the setup. But anyways, before we talk about that, how old do you think he is?
Well, you said bachelor's, so I'm going to go 26.
Oh my God, dude, he's 25.
Ah, come on.
This is just getting really good. I like it. So looking at this, can I just say that desk is gorgeous?
Oh, it is. It's fantastic. I was wondering if it was built or not, because I saw where his computer tower is, and I'm like,
it's perfect.
if he cut that out from an existing desk, like that just seems to me like it would hurt the structural integrity of the top. Not that he's got a whole lot of stuff on there to begin with, but so I'm assuming he must have braced it somehow, like underneath properly.
Well,
but
he wrote, let's see, it's 6 feet wide, 30 inches deep, 28 inches tall, made from pine, built into 3 separate pieces. So it'd be easy for transportation, because he will be moving soon, apparently. And it houses 2 storage drawers, the PC, big file cabinet drawer, Xbox One, PS4. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's what I was wondering. It's gold because he won the Taco Bell sweepstakes for PS4.
Okay, dude, yeah. I was wondering if it was a rap or not. But.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, nobody ever wins those things. Like,
well,
it's bull. Yeah, I mean, that is probably the coolest thing ever. That's awesome. And he also has the drum set, which is a 5-piece Roland TD6V for all you V-drum electric drum set fans. And yeah, like, looking at this, it's just a nice hangout area. It's simple, it's to the point, it follows the theme, it's very unique. We haven't seen a lot of that. But my gripe is well, I mean, first off, can I just talk about again, the PC just looks so sexy there. Like,
well, I think it's a Hackintosh, because if you look, he's running Mac OS on it. So, because I was actually looking to do that myself. Was that Fantex case? It's aluminum, you know, so it's got that like Mac Pro look to it. And I was thinking maybe making a Hackintosh myself.
Oh, here you go. Yeah, the Hackintosh El Capitan, and it's dual booting Windows 10. And that was his first PC build, which is pretty beast.
Yeah, it's pretty damn nice.
Yeah, for your first one, it's like, no big deal, you know, just doing what I do. But my main thing though is like those speakers, they're both kind of pointing outwards.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense, especially if he's a musician. I mean, like, it's just, to me, okay, I'm a musician. I've done sound for probably about, I don't know, 10, 15 years. Like, so I'm all about, you know, having things in the right place, and that just to me, it's like it hurts me inside. Like, but I mean, you know, I guess it's what he can do. I mean, why not put the speakers on the side and then have them pointing at you at the very least? Because I mean, I've seen other people do that. It's really not a hard thing to do. So that way you can have it, and you can have them in an area and closer to you, and they'll still be, you know, pointed at your face without being, you know, or pointed away from you.
Even like, you know, you could lay them down. 2, if you're gonna make the sacrifice where the one's gonna be behind the display, at least make the left one point at you. But I guess I kind of understand what he's trying to do. He's like, you know what, it's not gonna work. I don't have the room for it to point directly at me, so I'm gonna shoot it to the sides and let it fill up the room. And you know. But
I mean, and also if he's using it for when he's sitting on the couch and, you know, chilling back and playing PlayStation or Xbox, I can understand. But even then, you could still put them on the sides of the desk and push them a little forward, so at least they're pointed, you know, at least straight. But I like he put the hanger for his Sony headset underneath the desk,
which is nice.
It's just, there's a lot about it that's really good, but the wall just looks a little barren. Like
Yeah.
that stinking plate that he's got up there, I swear my parents have that somewhere in their house. They just redid their living room, so everything's been kind of, or their dining room, so everything's been kind of like switched around. But maybe get like a
sword,
or hang like a map of the world or something like that, like a big map.
That would look sick.
Or drape something behind the drum set. Just something to like fill out that corner a little bit more. But I mean. Awesome. Other than that, I'm really impressed with this. This is actually kind of something along the lines of what I want to do when I get a bigger space for my office, is to have like the desk right there with the couch in a like similar-ish area, so that way you just move seamlessly from one to the other without having to.
It's like a hangout room. It's like man cave. I freaking loved it. This is my favorite setup of the episode by far. The desk again is just beautiful, and I love the storage, like the hidden storage almost, because like you don't realize at first that there are drawers there. You have to kind of like look close and see, and it's beautiful. It's super nice. Great job. Now let's go to the next setup. Next setup here, submitted by Terrell. Not Terrell? No, Terrell. Okay. All right. Well, I just seemed like a douchebag. All right. So anyways, let's see. Okay, this is literally the only thing he wrote other than his specs. He said, "It's not the way it is, but the way it will be." And then he quoted himself. I shit you not. Like, he literally wrote, "It's not the way it is, but the way it will be. Terrell Jacob." like, am I supposed to see that and be like, "Oh my God, I'm so inspired. Oh my God, this is so magical." Yeah, I don't know why he did that, but how old do you think he is?
I'm gonna go with 17.
31.
What?
I shit you not, he's 31. So,
man.
Yeah, this is okay. He sent me, this has been a long time coming, like updated setup pictures and stuff. And he recently, if I'm not mistaken, took the monitors off their stand so that they lay flat like that. And I do not like that at all. I think that's not what I would want to do. I mean, first off, they're very low on your desk. They're just oddly placed, I feel like, because I get it.
They're real close to the desk, too.
Yeah,
like,
are they all different?
So not only, I mean, because look, you've got it. Okay, it's got the little magic pad or whatever it is, the trackpad for the Apple, and he's got the little, I guess Logitech or some little keyboard to go with it. Mm-hmm. But you can judge width by that, and
those things are small.
There's not a whole lot of space there, so it looks like he's like arched over. He's got to be like arched over and like crouched down a little bit to look at those monitors when they really should be eye level. Mm-hmm. It's and the TV being off center from the monitors is a little annoying too.
Yeah, well, I mean, someone just made a really good point, because I used to have like one of those HP monitors. How does he turn it on?
Yeah,
is it on the underside?
On the bottom? Yeah,
I don't. Maybe it's like, okay, maybe Tom zoomed in. Maybe it's like little actual physical buttons. I don't know. That's just awful.
Still, it just. Yeah, it's way too low. I mean, if you want them to be, I don't understand the need to have them flush against the desk. Like, keep them on this. I mean, if he wants to keep them lined up, you can do it easily with a triple monitor arm. Yeah. And maybe they don't have mounts on the back of it, but I know.
Use books, something.
Well, yeah, use books
Blocks
or something. I mean, I have actually found a website that makes custom mounts that you use the parts of the existing stand to. And you slip it on there, and it has a VESA mount on the back, and that's what I'm using for one of the monitors I have now, because it doesn't have a VESA mount. So, yeah, like move the TV up a little higher. I mean, it's not bad. It has a lot of potential.
Oh yeah.
It's just there's some weird decisions that are just kind of like you're pushing yourself way far back from the desk, and that doesn't really seem like it's a. It seems like it's going to cause some, maybe back issues or something like that later on. Yeah. And that just, especially at 31, like, I'm 31 and I'm not,
you don't want to do that. Yeah.
I'm getting up there. So, things aren't moving as well as they should anymore. I mean, like I just redid, my little entertainment center. I just got a new TV stand, and I spent a good hour and a half just like tying everything down, everything like that, sitting Indian style. And then I had to get up to move a couple times, and it's just
not
a little bit of pain in the back. But
yeah. I mean, I don't get this. I don't. And you know what it is? Like you said, this is a great setup. Like, it has so much potential. It really could be badass. I love the contrasting walls. I love the LEDs bouncing off that wall. Like, epic entertainment setup. And the problem is, I think mainly it has to do with the shelf placement. Love the shelf. Love the personality here. Works great. Love the color scheme. I think the shelf's in a weird spot, which makes the TV shifted over, which, because of how low the TV is, it doesn't give you that clearance to put the monitors up. It would have looked fine on their stands. Put a block of wood to raise the middle one if you had to. But I just do not understand any of that. And it just makes me cringe, because you could see that left speaker like just hanging out over there, and it's like, why? Every single freaking setup today, the speakers are just in awful spots. And a lot of people are saying, why is the bike upside down? Well, I don't know. Maybe because it's mounted so he could take it off and ride it. It's not like a design piece. Like, yes, that's my bike. I got it for wall art, because why would I ever ride my bike?
He's hanging it on the strongest part of the frame. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's how any bike hanger is on pretty much, like, even in garages and stuff like that. You hang them upside down. So
and I really do like it. I love the little IKEA shelves to the right side. I like all the personality. I just don't understand the usability factor here.
It's just the usability is just pretty much gone.
So
I mean, I guess since it's wireless, you could probably just chill back on the chair a little bit and do whatever. But still,
so low. I don't. Anyways, all right, let's go to the next setup. We still have 4 to go. Tom, what's the time at? 31. Okay. Oh, we're making good time. All right, we should be able to do this in a decent amount of time. All right, next setup here submitted by Jeroen, something like that. Jeroen. That's not Jeroen. Jeroen. I don't know. Whatever his name is, he's from Belgium, and let's see. He did submit originally, and it was like really, really messy. And he's like, you know what? I decided to clean everything up. I usually make YouTube videos at my setup, and guess what, guys? Everything he paid for himself. So, yeah. Anyways, how old do you think he is?
16.
18. Now you're getting away. You're not.
Nah, starting slipping now.
Yeah. Let's see. It is definitely different, and it's unique in that sense that it's not a typical setup like desk, PC on the floor or on the desk. It's interesting. It's in that corner. It's that nice ceiling, and it works. He's got the camera on top on the tripod, which I think is always cool. I like when people do that. The LEDs are physically shown on the desk. That's not really ideal, but the other weird thing is his speakers. Looks like are those 2 different speakers?
It's 2 different sets of speakers. So I'm assuming he's probably got his computer speakers and then speakers for the PlayStation.
Interesting.
So okay. My question is why in God's name are your headphones hanging up on the wall, like way out of any sort of normal reach?
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand, if you don't have you have some space behind your boom arm for your mic to put, a headphone stand behind there. Why not just put them there? I mean, if you're not using them that often, I can understand, but if you're going to plug them into the PlayStation or the computer, they'll be right there. You don't have to stand up and then wrap them up and put them away. It's just, it's a good use of space, but there are just some little things where it's just I wonder why he chose to do that. I would put the subwoofer on the other side, because it just looks kind of out of place. Pushed up against everything else there. It might hide. I think he's using his boxes for his monitor and maybe some other computer parts for that shelf that he's got holding his computer, which is innovative. I mean, if you got nothing else, it makes it work. And it keeps your computer off the ground, which, especially on carpet, I'm a huge proponent of keeping it up off the ground. I just did that myself. But, I mean, it's a nice workable space. He did what we've been saying for a while is put the speakers on the side, put them underneath the monitors, so they're still there, they're still pointing at you, they're not in some weird angles or anything like that. The tripod thing, I did that for a little while. I actually bought a new one that clamps onto my monitor arm, so actually But yeah, I mean, it's a nice space. He's probably real comfortable, real knows where a lot of stuff is.
Yeah,
I would say my only thing is the LEDs, I mean, they must be really annoying when you're trying to, I mean they might be out of view when he's sitting at the desk, maybe, but yeah, just slap him behind the desk, I mean, if you don't have any adhesive, like, go out and get a thing of double-sided tape. Really not that hard.
Like Scotch tape will hold it.
Yeah.
Just rig it. I mean, like, you put the monitor box under the shelf. I mean, I think you could figure out a way. And like you said, everything's probably like super in reach for him. You could see the left side's got all of his remotes nicely placed. Lightsaber in case something happens. Someone breaks into the house. He just kind of. Nope, no one laughed. Okay, I was hoping Tom would at least laugh. Come on, man. No, he's shaking his head. Everything is nice because he does have his games there. They're not kind of like taking up a lot of space where we see sometimes people just take a stack of games, they throw it on their desk. This guy's got them nicely put. I think it is usable. There's not anything underneath. My one thing is you kind of need a mouse pad unless that surface is good enough for you. I just like the feel of a mouse pad. Even if it's not an extended mouse pad, I would like to just have something for my mouse, and the other thing is he has the FaZe logo, and everyone is getting in a fight right now, whether they're FaZe or not. So let me know in the comments, guys. You FaZe or nah, dog? Or are you optic? Which is weird because he's got the green walls. So is he optic?
I would say, yeah. I mean, a mouse pad actually is. I wasn't even thinking about that because I was always looking at the sticker on the desk. But yeah, mouse pad. Yeah, even if he just got a small little mouse pad just for his mouse, it would probably help a little bit. And then just take those headphones off the wall and put them on. Either buy or build a little headphone stand and just put it right.
We're like the other guy, clamp
right in front
it to
of the computer.
Desk,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's. It looks like the reason why he's got the boom arm clamped to the plank of wood is because that desk is like a little too thick to really get it on there well. Because I actually had that same problem with the other desk that I have.
Well, they have the anchor, which is just an adhesive that would just literally go to the side of his desk.
Yeah.
That would look nice. All right, let's go to the next setup. We're going to do this setup quick because I don't know. Okay, you know what it was? He had a different setup that had personality all over the wall. If I might be remembering this wrong, but I'm almost positive he had a lot of stuff on the wall. It was a lot more full. There was a lot going on. And then he's like, hey, I just revamped my setup. And I'm like, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. It works. It's super simple. There's a nice full cup of coffee, it works. He's got the nice monitor, speakers, lamp, keyboard, which he does not need a mouse because why would you need a mouse? It's got the trackpad built in. Boom, he did it, and I don't have anything else to say.
It's just, how old is he?
Guess actually wait, no, it doesn't even say his age.
I mean,
said in his last one.
I just it's boring. And okay, look, I have that same thing for my home theater PC. I hate this thing. Like, it's good for that, but to use on a daily basis, to surf or do anything, you could have spent the money and maybe got, just a cheap mouse keyboard combo instead of that. It's just, I mean, I'm curious now because I wouldn't mind have seen the other setup. It's just, where's his computer? Where's anything with this? I mean, it's just,
he's a wizard.
It's just a setup.
Yeah, it's weird. Eric, you should email me back and let's talk. Anyways, let's go to the next setup. Next setup here is submitted by Tegan, and he's from Canada. He likes to play Arma and spin tires. He doesn't game that much. Wait, isn't that what? Okay, never mind. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. And okay, yeah, there's really nothing that will give away his age. So, how old do you think he is?
17.
15. So this is funny. He bought a fast pass, right? So this is a fast pass submission, like the next one as well. And I kept telling him, I'm like, it was the most annoying thing ever. I was like, hey man, I need a better picture. Just send it to submit to Pimp My Setup. I told him how to submit it. He's like, okay, no, I sent the pictures. I was like, no, I see that. But like, send it to this other email with this subject. I need better pictures. 15 emails later, he's like, I do not understand what you want me to do. I'm like, oh my God, send me a new photo. So like basically, this is the older photo. I wanted to get a better picture so that I could see the setup. Really, I mean, this is not the worst photo, but I wanted another photo from like straight on, like just showing the setup. You know, good quality photo, nothing crazy. But you know what? When it was like the 38th email, I was kind of like, all right, you know what? This works. This is a good picture. So
I mean, I'm still really impressed by this setup.
Especially for 15.
Yeah, I mean, he's making use of all the space that he's got. You know, I mean, he's using his Xbox 360 as a stand to keep the monitors a little more level. You know, because he's got the little smaller HP one.
Might not be the best though if you're covering the holes.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was concerned about. But I mean, it's something. You know, he's got the speakers mounted right on the wall. He's got the little receiver for it too. He's got his PS3 and his controllers on the little keyboard tray, which is actually really, really smart idea. So you know, they're out of the way, but you can just reach over right and grab it. You know, he's got the little extra space for his laptop. He's got the stinking Trailer Park Boys. I can see that's bubbles from here, even though the picture's blown out. I like the LEDs. I like the computer case. The only thing that I would really say is, you know, clearly he likes, you know, mountain sporting. You know, maybe go out and get like a cheapy pair of skis or something like that and mount on the wall to pull out a little bit more of that personality in there. Because I love the silhouettes; they're really nice. It's just, you know, there's just a lot of. There's just like a little too much empty space in there because, you know, you got the snowmobile. Maybe it could be a little bigger. I mean, it's already on the wall, so I'm not going to be, you know. And you got the little skiing guy. You know, if that's it, you know, do something like I said, like a snowboard or skis or something like that. Just a little bit more pop of a personality on the wall. But agreed. I mean, look, at 15, if I had a setup like that, I'd have been raring to go.
Got it made. He's obviously doing good. And the one thing people keep saying is like rip legs, and it's so true because the problem with the size of that thing is it's a little too high to where putting his legs on, like his knees are going to be bent. They're going to be like in a weird spot. So it doesn't really work. And then if he puts his legs under that little section, like he put his feet under there, but I don't know. It's just looks uncomfortable. Now I understand why you did it, and I understand that you have equipment in there. But that's not ideal. I like how you made the monitors work. I'm not a fan that it's on the Xbox, especially when you have that entertainment piece underneath. You know, put your Xbox there. I agree. The walls maybe a little bit more like those are like cheap dollar store fatheads. You know, kind of like the rip-off version. So I definitely agree that maybe cheap pair of skis would look awesome on that wall. The other thing is your walls, you need to get like molding around your window. That look nasty. I don't know what you got going on there. Like, wait until the summertime. You get some ants and shit crawling in. Ooh, I don't want to deal with that. This desk though, God, what is wrong with my throat? Okay, anyways, for what it is, what is it? Oh my God, does he have Jack Daniels whiskey on? Oh, it's just a sticker.
It's a sticker, yeah.
From far away, I'm like, the fuck? Anyways.
But he's got is that a little vape thing next to it too?
Probably.
Yeah, it is.
Bro, we get it, you vape. We get it. I hate people. Oh my God. I don't hate people that vape, but I hate 15-year-olds that do it because they think they're badass, bro. Yeah, you get that vapor, man. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I feel very strongly about that. Seriously though, for an old desk, you did make it work for sure.
Yeah, it's the usability is another one of those. I rated pretty high on this one because it's just there's a lot of space and it's used well. It's not overly cluttered.
Yeah. You know what? I don't even really know what to say. You're 15. I think your life is pretty good. So,
yeah.
You know, power to you. But, yeah. Any final thoughts for him?
No, like I said, I mean, just maybe a little bit more on the wall. And really, it's about it.
Boom. All right, here we go. Last setup of the day. Can you get the age right? Ready? Here we go. His name's Andrew. Photography. I'm getting a phone call. Please do not call me. Photography, gaming. That's his hobbies. He paid for everything with his own money. What? Yeah. How old do you think he is?
16.
Damn. He's 12.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's 12. So, you know, The first thing that sticks out is obviously the random furniture placed to the left. There's like just some random crap there, which I don't understand.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, I thought at first like it seems like a kitchen, but now that it looks like plywood on the floor, it's probably more like I mean, if it is his bedroom, why do you have plywood on the floor? But I mean, for 12, I'll say it's a really nice attempt. I mean, he tried to put the monitors up with those DVD cases.
Yeah.
You know, try to keep them somewhat center. I like the attempt with the cable loom, you know, to try and keep those cables. And
yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, it's a smart idea. It keeps them all in the same place. He's got, you know, and he wrapped up the excess coming on to the power supply. I don't understand why he's got all those little parts splayed out on the top. You know, he's got the RAM sticks and the AMD processor box and the old graphics card, and it looks like an old LYFE card or something like that. It's like,
it's because he can, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just like, you know, you've got these small little items, and then you've got this big racing wheel in the middle. Like, maybe fill it out with like some plushies or some bigger, you know, just some bigger items. You know, if you know, I'm thinking like, I mean, I don't know if you're into football or not, but like a football helmet or something like that. You know, something that around the same size as that racing wheel. But okay, you've got all this stuff around on your left side, and you still hang your headphones on the monitor. Like, I mean, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people touch an LCD monitor, like, oh, right here, and they point at it.
She like slam their finger into it.
I'm like, oh god. So it's just, I mean, yeah, there's probably not enough clamping force or anything like that, but it's still like, I mean, I'll give it. You're making it work, and you know, if this is your room or if it's a common area or something like that, it's still really, really nice.
Oh, for 12, I mean, it's just insane.
I'll say you're on the right track.
Yeah,
you know, that's a lot to be said, because if you can do this at 12, when you start hitting, you know, like 16, 20, you know,
he's gonna have like an insane setup when he's older.
Yeah. So I mean, it's real good. You know, he's got the nice big mouse pad, covers everything. You know, and you know, aside from maybe just that one straight out of Squampton sticker, I mean, maybe put something a little bigger there. I mean, like, it's a funny sticker, I like it, but maybe it could go on the desk or maybe on the side or something like that, and over, you know, just put something maybe a little bit bigger in there, like a landscape poster or something. But it's just this. It's got a good amount of personality with the amount of space that you've got. So,
well, okay. So, like, the one thing I don't get is what kind of room he's in. Like you said, it might not just be like his bedroom. It might not just be an area for himself, but like, he doesn't have any flooring.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing that sticks out to me. That's probably not comfortable. I know before I finished the shed, I had the same thing, and like, I would not like that to still look that way. You know, I have carpet, I have tile down in the other spot. This carpet was like $12. I mean, it's thin as hell, but you just take that, you take a staple gun or hammer, whatever, boom, 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 it's in there. And I feel like that's something you should just look into. It kind of makes it look a little more finished. Yep. And actually, it's kind of like the shed, because you do have the white and then you have the bricks. So it's kind of like the same thing, honestly. Again, the random furniture piece, because it's not just that left shelf thing. There's also like another piece that looks like it's actually coming out further. It's weird.
Yeah. That's what I put down for usability, because it seems like if he turns the left or like, you know, wheels back or anything, he's gonna be hitting that shelf or whatever it is there. So, and he's got this little box. See, again, that leads me to think that it might not be just his area, because he's got this box full of papers. You know, I'm not sure if it's like his parents' paperwork or something like that or whatever, but, you know, at the very least, maybe push that off a little bit if you're going to take a picture. But, I mean, yeah, the flooring is my only, like, real, like, you know, you can go to IKEA or something like that and get a throw rug for, like, $10.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard to get something under there, so you're not like getting splinters all up in your feet.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, I don't like that, because knowing him, he's probably not wearing shoes in this room all the time, you know? Just not ideal. But yeah, everything you said, you kind of just hit it on the head. So I like for 12, dude, you're way ahead a lot of people. So good job. All right, now is the part of the show where we give the scores and hurt people's feelings. So here we go. First set of the day, Brandon, he got a 73. Tyler got an 86 and second place. Robert got an 84. Jerome got a 73. Josh got an 88 in first place, which, by the way, I mean, when I look at 88, if I just had to give it a random score out of 100, I'd probably give it like a 95. But it got that because of like usabilities where he lost points, you know, little things like that. Terrell is not what it is, or whatever the hell his quote was, got a 75, which is still very nice considering what he had. But anyway, Jeroen, whatever his name is, 75. Eric, 52. Tegan, 85. Andrew, 64, and that is it. I think it was a good episode. You know, a lot of potential in these setups.
Yeah, it's like I said, like, you know, a lot of the setups are like they're close. You know, especially with like was it Jerome and Tyler, like, or not Tyler, Brandon. You have really good setups. You know, it's the potential's there. It's just put a little bit more flavor in it. You know, like with Jerome, you know, go out. You know, spend a little, instead of buying a couple more things for the computer, go out to, you know, Hot Topic or something like that, and just buy some figurines or something, or you know, whatever.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little pop. That's all you really need.
A little in your face. But there you go, guys. Thank you for watching episode 83 of Pimp My Setup, recorded live on March 17th, 2016, aka St. Patty's Day. My name is Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly.
My name's Derek Schaaf. You can find me at thatonenerdyouknow.com.
So go over to his channel and write some random flamingo story. Boom. So there you go, guys. Thank you for 100,000 subscribers. I will be making a video very, very shortly. I'm working on it. It's not really going too well, but we'll see what happens. Thanks, guys. Bye.